Welcome to Do Not Steal, a podcast analyzing original characters posted by their creators. An original character, or OC, is a fan creation meant to exist alongside established characters in the same fictional world.
You know what I want to talk about?
What?
I want to talk about Smash Brothers, which is probably out by the time this comes out. The new Smash Brothers game. And they had day one DLC.
Ooh.
Yeah. And it's a character from Overwatch.
Really?
Do you know who it is?
Torbjorn?
Did you hear the news?
No.
No, it's Reinhardt. And you activate his ability and he charges right off the platform.
So it's just like in the actual game. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. That would be good. And of course you never pin anybody when you go off the map, apparently.
No.
Yeah.
Did we do this bit already?
Did we? Oh,
this
shit.
Sounds super fucking familiar.
Well, we talked about Smash before.
I want to say we made this exact joke, and then I'm about to say, like, he should have a push broom as one of his skins. Oh, damn, yeah.
No, we did this bit. Shit.
A weird time warp.
Sorry, I thought we didn't do this bit yet.
Did you get ill, DP, or did you accidentally, like, lose a period of time? Like, did you desync from time? Because I think that might have been what happened.
That would actually be an awesome story. A virus, I guess that would be kind of cliched because now with computer viruses, but a biological virus, a bacterium that causes you to lose time and shift through time. But I'm sure that's been done.
Yeah, League of Legends did that.
Fuck.
With Zillion Chrono Dysplasia or something.
God damn it.
It's not been done a bunch though, so
It's pronounced Cage.
Dirty Chrono. Oh wait, I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to call them that. It's intolerance. Yeah, okay.
That's something we could talk about. That goddamn KDA video that I can't stop watching and listening to.
KDA I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah.
So League of Legends just came out with a music video with 4 of their characters singing a K-pop song, and it has the dopest music video.
Right.
Nothing
it's addictive.
Nothing.
I didn't hear about that. I just haven't seen it.
Nothing will replace Get Jinxed in my heart.
Aw.
I'm sorry. The KDA girls, okay, for normies, but
That's what I am. Well, I also kind of I kind of like K-pop, but I'm not a huge I've never played League of Legends. So.
Dude, fucking whatever. The peak League of Legends skin set was the Sailor Moon one, so I don't even care about no KDA.
There's a Sailor Senshi
Oh fuck yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It came out 6 months ago, maybe. Like that was kind of when I stopped playing League. Which was kind of a nice note to go out on, I guess. But yeah.
Now, do we feel like KDA?
Were you a bottom or were you a top?
I was. God,
or were you a switch?
Can you make a jungle pun into a sex position? I don't know if you can. Fuck.
I'd jungle her.
Yeah.
I'd swing from her vine. Wait, what?
Speaking of waifus, I want to shout out Tormental.
What?
Not here with us, of course,
You're not your waifu. Fuck off.
No, Tormental's waifu with Crotilda is my favorite thing right now.
Oh God.
And I'm so happy you're playing Bad Dream Coma again.
Well, I have to break your heart and correct you like an asshole and say Bad Dream Fever. But yeah.
Fever, whatever.
DP has no idea what we're talking about, but just picture a sexy plague doctor. There you go.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Too.
Hello, my baby.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, my honey.
Uh-huh.
Hello, my ragdoll.
Today on Do Not Steal, we're looking at Ragdoll, a OC for the Slenderverse on DeviantArt, as DP has so naturally alluded to with his segue.
Mm-hmm.
We don't normally do cold opens on this show. Not like that, I guess.
Yeah, I don't.
True.
That's what. So I was just
Weird.
we should probably start this shit at some point.
I don't know. Well, I mean, if we're gonna follow through with our plans. By the way, everybody watching this or listening to it, we plan to completely replace the Fear Fiction podcast with Do Not Steal. So yeah.
True.
Yeah. So I think we should not read the image this time because it might spoil what we're going to get into in the description, it looks like there's a lot of text on here.
Oh,
Ragdoll, who belongs in the Slenderverse. So yeah,
Stylized rag doll.
Rag, yes. So
I do like that it's capitalized rag, lowercase doll.
it looks like a maybe a DC Comics title from the 1990s, maybe.
Looks like special Halloween edition Lisa Frank or something. I don't know.
It looks like it reminds me of something that Jeff Hardy, the wrestler, would come up with. Like he would paint his face up like this and wear an old timey get up. We should describe what Ragdoll actually looks like.
Probably.
Since you started, go right ahead.
Gwen Lillian. So wait, so is this supposed to be a lady or a guy?
It's a dude.
Now, that's kind of a troublesome question to ask.
Okay, it states male right below the name, so this is what the creator has said.
Abysme, don't assume the gender of the gender listed. Come on now.
So actually getting into this, maybe well, it also says that there are French Canadian speakers, so maybe they are. Maybe that's like a common name in French Canadian land.
Right. Gwen.
For men. Gwen.
Is that an occupation?
Gwen for men.
French Canadian speaker? Oh no, that's just the language they speak. Okay.
What?
Wow.
Wait a minute.
I was reading it and going like, what? Why is it important that there's a speaker in Quebec? But I guess it's like that's just what they speak.
Their
okay,
job is
weird.
Motivational speaker in French Canada.
That's where the Slender Mansion is. It's in Quebec.
Oh, that makes sense.
Totally.
All right, so DP.
That's the hidden lore.
Yeah. There you go.
He's been Canadian all along. That's what he's doing out there in the woods.
Is Slender Man a dirty Canuck?
Yep.
That's what he's doing in the woods. He's recruiting children for his forced maple syrup harvesting operation.
Yes.
He's just got a little plantation with children taking buckets up to the trees and getting the sap out of them.
You want to know something real fucked up? That actually aligns with that terrible Slender Man movie because he sounds like a goddamn tree. Like he's made of wood. So that still works.
So he brings you up to his spigot, then, if he's a tree? He brings you up to his tap and fills your bucket?
So we still haven't fucking described what this character looks like. Please.
Do we need to at this point?
Is this what we're doing? So he's wearing a suit, like a vest suit with a white tie and a red. I guess that's a dress shirt and a stripy black and gray vest, very very tight fitting, very custom tailored. And then there's some pants.
Thankfully, he's wearing pants. Yes.
Is this where were his pants? Are those like dress pants? Do you think? There are dress pants in one for sure.
Yeah, they look more like you can buy like what's that? Like kind of khaki, like dark khakis. So they're a bit more rugged than dress pants, but still look stylish.
A little more tooth. And then some big ass boots with some high heels.
Of course.
Stylish.
So we're not going to touch upon the hat?
Yes, he's also got a hat. And he's got a hat. He's wearing his little hat.
It's like a medium brimmed hat with a red sash or whatever through the top, and then a lily? I don't know what type of flower that is.
Now, would you call that a fedora?
It's too that's why I said medium brim because it's too wide to be a fedora.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
And he's got either some tattoos or some scars on his arms and his neck, or maybe burns. Yeah.
According to the text, it's a scar.
God damn
it. And he has little lines coming down from his mouth like he's a puppet, and it reminds me of Zatch Bell. And now I'm remembering that Zatch Bell is a thing, and now I'm wanting to kill myself.
Oh man, that show was fucking weird.
Well, wait till after we're done with the recording, if you're going to do that. Because otherwise we're going to get demonetized. Although, well, it might be good clickbait, though. Do not
25.
steal. One of the hosts killed himself.
I mean, Jake Paul got away with it.
Jake Paul got away with killing himself.
No, showing somebody dead. I would like it if he hugged himself.
Oh my god.
That was Logan Paul, but both of them get
Hug.
for all I care. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
it's cool.
I think what happens is...
if one
Hugs.
the other and then
Hugs.
themselves, that would be ideal.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. We have to... Is Elias working on the Do Not Steal spinoff? Because we gotta blank some of that out.
Elias, I want you to just have a real long censor bleep for that entire exchange.
No, every time Dead Palette says...
Hug.
put in some unoffensive word like loves or
Hugs.
Yeah, I hope that Jake Paul and Logan Paul both hug themselves at the same time on a live stream. Oh man. But yeah,
What's funny,
Took out a
though,
gun
is-
and
is
hugged
that's
him
not-
7 times.
What I'm saying though is not even a hot take. Everyone
No,
Yeah.
no, like fucking. I'm sure there's 8-year-olds
It's
out
true.
there that
just
fucking
can't
love
say
them, and in 2 years they're gonna realize, wow, those guys are douchebags.
yeah, those
So-
guys were douchebags before they hugged themselves. But
you know who is not a douchebag?
uh,
Ragdoll.
Ragdoll
Ragdoll.
Quinn Lilligan.
true.
So he's kind of got the hat is like it's weird because it's like a hat that you would typically see a woman wear, but it's not. It's kind of like fitting for this character.
Right.
It's
This is very it's like kind of 1920s Prohibition era gangster. I think.
That could be.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's liberties taken with the boots, but it's very dapper.
Also,
guess.
Mhm.
there's apparently some white like butterfly face paint if you look at the center, but you can't really see it because he's a white boy. He's an albino
Yeah.
boy.
And it makes it look like almost like a luchador mask, kind of, to me.
So,
Right.
so here's the thing that I always think about these kinds of things is restraint is so important because you got the nice stylish clothes and you got the scars. Putting the face paint on there just a little bit too much. Maybe either ditch the face paint or ditch the scars. I would say like one or the other because now it's just like you got too much stuff. It's like I have katanas and guns and
And
red
katana guns.
and katana
Guns
guns.
of my katanas.
Yeah. I would say I would go out on a limb and say that maybe this could work if you removed the long hair. Like if you could actually see the face a bit better and the face paint was like a different color, maybe.
I think
Other
I'm
than
with
white
DP.
on white.
I would get rid of the face paint. I don't think
Yeah.
it's necessary. It probably has like some story behind it,
Yeah.
which we'll get to. But I do think I like the hair. I think it's unnecessary to have the face paint.
Right.
Well, there's two outfits. There's the performance outfit, which we've described, and then there's the proxy work outfit, where he's wearing not a trench coat, I guess just like a dress coat. It comes down to like waist height.
it's a trench
Oh.
coat if a trench coat was a skirt.
It's
It is a very skirty.
It's like if it was a 3/4 coat, it'd be kind of at his back of his knees. So I guess that's a half trench coat, technically.
Yeah, and so he has in that one he doesn't have a hat on, and even though he has the longer hair, kind of like a longer shag hairstyle, he has it slicked back on top, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
And there you can actually see the face paint
Right.
more vividly.
A bit, yeah. And let's make no mistake here. Proxy work outfit, also known as murdering outfit,
Yeah.
or at least stalking outfit.
He's getting dressed in the morning, putting that on. It's like, well, here I go, proxying again.
God
So
damn
this
it.
is kind of weird. His performance outfit, he has a knife, what looks to be like a Bowie knife or something, strapped to his right leg. And in his proxy work outfit, he has nothing, but he may be hiding weapons under the trench coat. That's my assumption.
Maybe his performance has
Well-
to do with knives.
It
Maybe.
literally says that. It says
I
10
didn't read
throwing
that.
knives,
Ah,
a gun hidden under his coat,
Oh, he's
Okay.
got gun knives.
specialized bulletproof outfit, upper body only.
Oh,
that man
Hope you
has
don't get
knives
shot in
for
the knee.
guns. Yeah. Right. So, I guess we can go through to the description. I'm assuming the description will be a lot of what's on the image. So if we see something on the image that we don't touch on in the description, we can always come back. But we should say that this is by AK-47X. Got to give credit where credit is due.
Mm.
And there we go. I guess, DP, do you want to start off reading, or do we want to change things up a bit?
So are we reading the middle thing on the
description of the image, like where it's written down below the image?
You mean just basic info?
Yeah, because if something's not covered here, we could always come back to the image, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Original real name, Ray Lillian, now taken by his twin sister just to remember him when they had separated ways before.
So his sister changed her name to his name.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
oh, and he took her name, I would guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Abysme?
Oh, we're doing this line by line. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I would say take as much as you want, but I mean...
Sure.
If there's like a pause, we'll assume we're switching, I guess.
Okay. Current real name, Gwen Lillian. Proxy alias, Ragdoll. He has this alias from him able to take...
Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Here we go.
He has this alias from him able to take pain more than most people, and it runs in the family. Okay. So, his
And
family
take pain
line has a high
and
tolerance
angry.
for pain.
I should stress that I do not read these before I link them. I just look at the image. I make sure there's a lengthy description, and I just copy and paste. So
Do not
we're
steal.
not
More like did not read.
we're not looking for things with mistakes. They just naturally occur.
Cannot spell.
To err is to be a proxy.
True.
To err is to DeviantArt. His master, Joy Fade, treats him as if he were her own doll. Okay, so Joy Fade's female. Joy Fade doesn't physically hurt her proxy, but she more mentally. Period.
She more mentally, you know.
This is interesting that his master isn't Slenderman, it's Joy Fade.
Yeah.
Be Joy Fade's like a middle proxy manager or something.
Well,
Yeah, middle management proxy.
Joy Fade in the image. This is a good point to go back up to the image. Joy Fade is Slenderman in a colorful outfit. So is Joy Fade like
fuck?
Slenderman? Top right of the image.
Yeah.
Blah blah. She mostly
Ragdoll's boss and City Slender.
A City Slender. Do you remember that movie with Jack Palance, City Slenders? It had Billy Crystal as well.
Slender City.
Being who treats him like her own doll. Why he obtained his alias. She has the ability to wipe out any crime evidence Rag has made. She mostly watches over or protects him, but Rag actually finds her annoying.
Well, it's your boss, you know.
Yeah.
You know what it's like to have a female boss.
Jesus
Sometimes they're on the rag.
Oh no. God damn.
Elias.
That joke made my joy fade.
Oh boy.
Oh snap.
Alright, so are we going back to
Well, he sacrifices himself to become a proxy of her just to save his loved ones, Anastasia, from a life-death situation.
oh,
Anesthesia?
that's the next character down below Fade, yeah.
Alright. Let's
Oh wait, no.
let's
that's a
that's
different
No,
character.
it's not.
Josephine, which we'll get back to. Anyway, blah 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 blah. Joy Fade doesn't physically hurt her proxy, but she more mentally. This difficult to deal with from having ecological damage.
What?
This
Fucking what?
This difficult to deal with from having ecological damage. Okay.
Al Gore says.
What could that be? Emotional damage. It's a autocorrect.
Sure, psychological.
Yeah.
Rag physically hurts himself to deal with God damn it.
Deal.
Just go through it. Just do it. Just do
I'm
it.
trying. I'm really trying. We deal with ecological abuse, but not only that. God damn. His psychopath.
Captain Planet. He's our hero. Ecological abuse.
Is that the name of this episode? All caps, ecological abuse.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Yes.
Oh, god damn it.
Fuck.
Okay. His psychopath tendencies makes him.
You can do it. I believe in you. I believe in you.
Can't. Oh, okay. Gotta center myself here. His psychopath tendencies makes him want to feel emotions or anything. This.
Go for it.
I'm not
so
laughing.
my brain
I'm not
goes
laughing.
faster than the way I can say it, so I keep seeing what's happening. It's also why he is very sexual. This is why he has cuts in his arms from wanting to feel or deal with both problems. Holy shit. That was the most difficult sentence I have ever read in my life.
He got up from the chair and sexual. So I would
Then
say...
he sat back down and even more sexual.
Damn it.
He sat down, then boner.
So I would say that with casting no aspersions, with no insult, I think this may be a non-English speaker, as their first language.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I
and
really hope so.
not to make fun of, but when you read it for the first time, holy crap, you don't expect it.
Yeah, again, no offense to any of these artists or whatever. I really respect how much work you put into drawing a character and writing one. This is just a very first-time reaction. Jesus Christ.
Whew. Age, 25 years old. Gender, male. Species, human. Sexual orientation, pansexual.
I was waiting for ecological.
Ecological, ecosexual. Oh my god, is ecosexual a thing?
Probably.
He hurts himself to deal with all the socioeconomic abuse.
I've
got too much student debt.
Every time he's on the checkout line and the person ahead of him gets plastic instead of paper, he cuts himself.
Yes.
In a relationship with Nadzarkis Jetta Rodriguez, a.k.a. Anesthesia.
Ah, okay.
I'll just finish out this section, I guess. Birthday, June 1st. Height, 6 foot 5 feet. Wait,
Damn.
He's 6 feet and 5 feet. Wait, no, 6 foot 5 inches feet.
Mm-hmm.
Occupation, stunts, tricks performer, using his knives. Affiliation, slender being,
This is
joy
written
fade.
by a French Canadian.
Oh! Of
Yeah.
course,
By
of
a
course.
French Canadian.
Of course.
Yeah.
How you say trick performer?
Yes.
Okay, but fucking most French Canadians are perfectly fluent in English, I would think.
Well, most.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not all.
I've never been to Quebec, so I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Time to
There's
go.
no Canada, like French Canada.
Next week, actually, Abysme is going to be in Canada. It's going overseas.
Mm-hmm.
Languages, French and English. Voice/accent. His general accent is Canadian French. French accent is subtle and not strong. And his voice is deep, sexy, and flirtatious. Ooh. Body built, muscular.
I don't know,
look
man.
muscular.
Yeah, he
No.
doesn't look muscular, but...
I mean, he does
He's
look
pre-
lean. He might be toned under, like, if he didn't have a shirt on.
He might be
But,
like a reverse Kingpin,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
He takes it off and he looks like dehydrated Conor McGregor.
Maybe he's like Ned Flanders,
Maybe.
Yeah, Ned Flanders.
Yeah, Ned Flanders, everybody.
Oh man, that's just what I'm picturing now. That's how he talks. He doesn't have a Canadian accent, so it makes sense.
Hi diddly ho. I'm here to proxy you.
Just doing Joy Fade's work.
I'm bringing Rod and Todd out here into the woods.
Oh God.
What?
Oh.
What? He's just taking them on his job. Jesus Christ.
Just taking them out here to collect the maple syrup.
Yeah. Good.
Daddy, what's that knife for? Now you shut up.
Don't ruin this for me.
Don't ruin this for me. I love how the Ned Flanders just slowly turned into...
Hi diddly ho, America.
That's what Obama's really missing, is a really thick mustache.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Somebody out there who animates very well and likes to do it for free and for no reason, please make an animation of Donald Trump as Homer Simpson with Obama as Flanders next door.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering when you're gonna return the country you borrowed.
I'm gonna go be a prime minister of Canada.
Stupid, sexy Obama.
See, all I have to do is bitch slap the prime minister, and he will get out of the seat, and I will just take over Canada.
Well, I mean,
Trudeau. More like Justin Trubitch.
That's right.
Justin Trudeau. More like Justin must go.
There you go. Perfect. Oh,
now,
man.
you like your maple syrup? Rag is deemed a psychopath by who? Who's deeming him this?
The American Psychological Association.
The French Canadian.
That's an authority. Okay.
The French Canadian Ecological Association has deemed him a psychopath.
But he cares deeply for his closed/loved ones.
His closed ones.
Is that how being a psychopath works?
I think maybe you might be confusing it with sociopath, who would be like,
I might be.
Wouldn't give a shit about their close or loved ones.
From what I understand, one is nature and the other one's nurture. It's kind of like the idea, isn't it? But I always get confused which sociopath versus psychopath, which one's which.
Sociopath versus psychopath. Find out who wins at UFC.
Which one is the one when you kill your mother and then you think that you are your mother? That's psychopath, right?
I would think so,
psycho. Yeah.
And then you're a transsexual.
Yeah, totally.
Wait a minute. What lines are we drawing here, DP?
Oh, that'd be transvestite, not transsexual.
Okay. He is a manipulative, merciless, but he does everything with a reason, whether it's killing or finding strategic ways for his victims. Just finding strategies for his victims.
So we're going to get you out of debt, Claire. I've written up this roadmap, as you can see.
I'm going to go to your creditors. I'm going to stab them so many times that they can't possibly collect.
Oh, man.
He has lots of personalities, whether negative or good.
Okay. We'll just place that in there innocuously.
Oh boy. He indeed has a lot of sides. And his true side is only known by his close mutuals.
By the way,
on Twitter.
Close Mutuals is the name of his company where he helps you get out of debt.
Closed mutuals. Closed loved ones mutual.
That is the fucking nerdiest joke we've made on this podcast.
Well,
is it
good though? I like it.
I don't know. I think Reinhardt charging off of
that's like
stage.
You're not a nerd if you like video games. You're a nerd if you know what like mutual funds is.
Now wait a minute. I don't know. I think everybody who likes video games is a big geek. You know, they're all a bunch of geeks. Counterculture. You know, come on.
I mean, if you like Smash Brothers, you're a giant whiny baby and need to play a real man's fighting game. Most is to lure his victims into falling in love with him, or to be a bait for a good kill. So he's a honeypot kind of guy.
Oh my god. Okay.
And he is pansexual, so
I kind of wish I had never read any of this description. I kind of wish all I saw was just the artwork because I thought it was pretty cool. It's got personality. Honestly, he looks like a fucking fun-loving guy who, you know, maybe does mercenary hitman work.
That's how he gets you. That's how he gets you, Abysme. He just looks like a normal person. But then he gets you into bed, and then he pulls out his knives and his personalities.
It causes you ecological abuse.
Now, here's the thing, though. I did this sort of with the daddy-daughter one we did before, the Big Daddy and Silent Daughter.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you take this down to its most basic level, you know, it is kind of interesting to have something where you say he's a pansexual killer who just through charm and whatever, you know, makes people fall in love with him and then lures them off and kills them. I mean, if you just dress it down to that, make it a little more Ashcan or something like that, you know,
True.
you probably, you know,
It is just kind
there's
of weird
like an
that,
interesting story there, you know.
like when if we're taking the proxy work outfit, he seems to just like hide he looks like a hitman. He doesn't look like he seduces people. He looks like he corners them in dark alleys and then stabs or shoots them.
You know,
which I'm fine with.
Now, I'm not clear.
I feel you, but
Yeah.
to a certain degree, I look at him and I'm like, no, I think he's a little bit of a heartthrob. Like I could see him, you know, being a capricious person. You know,
KDA, yeah.
Ooh.
Now, when you said cornering people in alleys and shooting and stabbing them, I'm not sure how that's different from romancing them. What's the difference there? I'm not sure.
Well, it's consensual shooting and stabbing if you're in love with them. Yeah.
Where do I look into whether or not you're a sociopath?
The
I need to find out for a friend. No.
DS40 or whatever the hell we're up to.
yeah. Well, that's the thing is I really don't like the DSM and how they release stuff. I really wish that they would go to a DLC model and just add mental illnesses as they, you know, it's like we came up with a new mental illness. It's called Hibberjab. And when you have Hibberjab, oof.
Does the
fun.
DSM have like patch notes? Can't they just do that instead of releasing a new version every single year? Like, come on.
Well, they don't release it every year. It's like
Whenever it is.
It's more like every 20 to 15 years thereabout.
Jeez.
Oh shit! Really? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. It's not very often.
Okay.
But the so I would agree with you that the description is kind of undoing it. The art itself, I think, is pretty excellent.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with the art. But this description is just tearing this character apart in front of me.
What I also like about the art, and you don't see this as often on DeviantArt, this has really decent proportioning.
Yeah.
And you look at one image of that one outfit from the other, they really do match up. And it feels like this person who drew this has a consistent idea of what this person's body looks like.
And they made them opposite facing, so it feels like a mirror image, which is really cool.
Yeah. The connective tissue of proxy bullshit, if that was just cut away, I would like this character so much more.
And I think we can say that for pretty much every Slenderverse OC we've ever fucking seen, unfortunately.
Sure, but like as Slimebeaks was saying, like, what if you make this a little more Ashcan? And I'm starting to think about that. You could do a lot of cool things with this character as like a straight up horror icon, but like if you just dressed it down and then made it to where they didn't have any orders to follow or any supernatural shit, and it's just a guy who goes out and does street performing stuff and just travels from town to town.
Oh, man.
And just goes out there on the streets doing cool tricks with knives. And then sometimes it also kind of like there are moments where he's kind of doing something slightly inappropriate with a child, where he's like doing knife tricks that look dangerous around the children, and it kind of scares parents. And that's why he kind of has to keep moving from town to town. And he also seduces women and then kills them, just kind of kills them.
Yeah, after a day of street performing and racking up a good amount of money, he goes to the local bar and buys around for everybody. And then when everyone's celebrating, kind of sneaks off with a barfly, and then she's never heard from again.
And everyone in the town sees him when he's there.
Yeah,
like he's the center of attention. You know what I mean? It's that kind of trope of like, I show up to town and then I do all my tricks and amaze all the street folks. And what if it's set not in modern times, but like in the 20s. In the 20s, just fucking
exactly. Yeah, I mean, you could sort of see in a story like that, you can almost hear his inner monologue as he's performing
Mhm.
as about how all eyes are on him, captivating the audience, bringing them to the brink of thinking that calamity will occur, and then guiding them into safety, and showing them that it's been a trick all along. That type of thing of
Yeah.
being like almost like a god complexy kind of thing. I have them all enraptured and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
I have all
But
these scars and it never kills me. I can swallow swords and do, death-defying stunts and that kind of thing.
hmm.
He could even kind of be a little bit of a Houdini, a little bit Harry Houdini in there.
Like, yeah, Houdini mixed with who is the famous ringleader?
Kevin Hart.
Oh boy,
P.T. Barnum.
P.T. Barnum. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
kind
yeah.
of that. Yeah, those two mixed together.
Mixed with Ted Bundy.
See, we're helping you out here
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure
because
that
your art is really good.
I'm sure that it sounds like we're just a bunch of assholes, but we're trying. We're whatever.
We're coming at this from a probably very different perspective than the
Right.
creator
Yes.
has, which hopefully the creator appreciates and takes everything we're saying with a grain of salt.
See, this will eventually unlock a bigger discussion. Does linking your OC to Slenderman detract from your OC in return for the notoriety that it gains you?
And that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because on the one hand, having the Slenderverse has influenced a lot of OCs. We see them constantly. This exists because it is a proxy. But yeah, at what point do you get diminishing returns on, another OC? Like, at what point is that going to be a detriment, having that label?
Who was it that wrote 50 Shades of Grey? Was that Stephanie Meyer, or was that the original Twilight author?
Stephanie Meyer is the Twilight chick.
God damn
Yeah.
it. Okay,
Yeah.
whoever wrote 50 Shades of Grey, take a, even though, that may be sort of like a silly reference, take a page from her in that, it started out as a Slenderman OC. Maybe it inspired your character, and I'm not speaking directly to this creator, but to all, the
We're
people who do
talking
that.
to E.L. James, the creator of 50 Shades of Grey,
God
and
damn it.
telling her how great her story
Yeah,
is.
sure. But take a page from that of, it started out as, linked to a larger fandom, linked to a larger story. But you can always, sort of take your ball and not go home with it, but take your ball and invent a new sport. Take it and create something, new with it. Sort of put the connection aside a little bit, about Slenderman and everything, and just see, what new you can create out of that. Something new and something possibly wonderful, that you can, spin off of that.
On the one hand, I'm very, like, I can appreciate and respect the fact that all of it's very linked. For instance, this Ragdoll's in a relationship with Jada Rodriguez was
Yeah.
made by a different deviant artist, and
And
there's that
art,
link.
That art is unfortunately taken off of
Damn.
DeviantArt for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, for whatever reason.
The one I was
and
going to
it's-
have us do today was taken down, and the guy's account was deleted, so I don't know.
Lame. So I appreciate the fact that there is a community aspect to the Slenderverse on DeviantArt, and people are encouraging each other to make these OCs. I do just wish that, because again, the Slenderman aspect of it feels so tacked on at this point. Like, why do you need it? What difference does it make if they kill for Slenderman or anyone else?
Well,
You can
here's
go so much deeper with why
Yeah.
they want to kill people.
and here's the thing: is for some people, all they have is the Slender Man thing,
Yeah.
and they're really riding on that. This artist really does have something independently, and Slender Man is kind of a crutch that's keeping them from advancing.
Absolutely.
I think.
No,
So,
I
like-
totally agree. Like, if Slenderman was not in any of this text at all, I'd be like, oh, cool. But it just happens to
Or
be
or
you know,
Slender or Proxy or any of that kind of stuff.
Sure.
But like, here's the thing: is if you kick that crutch out from under some artists, they have nothing. This artist is not that. This artist really does have something independent of that. So we were kind of like making fun of the what we're assuming is French Canadian fuck ups in the English, but the whole thing about him being manipulative, I really like the idea of them trying to find strategic. I'm kind of like picturing almost Hitman-esque ways of killing victims, like Hitman, but also kind of like being seductive at the same time.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a lot to work with here.
You know, I just took a quick look at AK-47X's gallery, and holy shit, there's like a bunch on here, and I'm willing to bet that a lot of it has nothing to do with the Slenderverse. Like, they seem to have a lot of variety. So it's actually this very well may be just like, hey, I'll make a Slender Man OC. Why not? That sounds fun. And this is just them dabbling in it. I'm seeing some stuff that would suggest that maybe it's a bit more frequent, but there's so much other art on their gallery that it's very clear that they don't need the Slenderverse to have relevance, and I think that's pretty cool.
It's like a framework essentially that people can work within, and I think a lot of stuff is like that. A lot of people are like, if I created my own Ren and Stimpy characters, it would be like this, and then they just keep that in their head and eventually come up with a project using those characters that's totally unrelated.
Guys, this is awesome. Are you looking at their profile?
Looking at the gallery, not the profile.
Yeah, the gallery. There's like an original Doki Doki Literature Club character that's really cool.
Oh, is that the one with the white hair?
Yeah, and then there's like they're calling it like Proxy High. Like they have this really cool man, there's a lot of cool designs here, and it looks like this person is versatile enough to just slot themselves into anything.
There's one of a very buxom woman with a drink just called Boobs, BEWBS, which is great. But like that art alone is, to me, fantastic. It's
the
very
Slenderman
stylized.
proxy, the Slenderman proxy Boobs, smothers people with their boobs.
Yes, please. There's a lot of art in here that's like, like, I'm glad that this artist should be encouraged to stand on their own, and you really don't have to tie yourself to Slender Man.
Because what I was going to say was, it can be fun to work within that framework. It can be fun to say, because I do that too. In some of my stupider videos, where I say, I'm going to use this thing to make an Adventure Time character, and I come out of it with something I never would have created if I didn't start by trying to make an Adventure Time character.
Or a recent thing you did, you attempted to rewrite what's that icon pasta?
Stinky Bart.
Eyeless Jack. Which again it's kind of like a challenge to yourself. What can I make given this framework?
And I'm sure somebody reading the Eyeless Jack rewrite would look at that and say, see, you could have had something great if you just didn't make it an Eyeless Jack rewrite and had hidden that. So, it's that thing of, sometimes it can be fun to do. So, maybe what I was going to get at in the, end of my long spiel was, maybe this person, just is like, well, this is my Slenderman character that I made for fun, and I'm not really interested, in emboldening it. And
sure. This person is 21. And look at that art.
Yeah.
And it seems like this person is probably self-taught for them to be cranking. They're also really productive. It seems like this art is coming out quick. There are 3 Splatoon OCs. All of them are really cool. Like this, I think we've kind of gotten off track from like actually talking about this OC, but I think it's sprung into a more fruitful discussion.
Yes.
But yeah, they've got other horror OCs. They're just all over the place, and as you scroll down their artwork and then scroll back up, you see that their art is like really improving with each piece that they do, which is really cool to see.
Mm-hmm. And I think we wanted to, well, at least I wanted to veer away from this text description because it's not doing the artwork any favors, unfortunately. But yeah,
This person also says that they're dyslexic from their profile. So
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Then
So they're
double
French,
down
Canadian,
on...
and dyslexic. They've been dealt 2 blows.
Aw.
I can
I'm
say
gonna
that because DP is dyslexic. So
I'm gonna reinforce that we are not making fun of you.
no.
We are not trying to be mean. This is just how we're reading it for the first time, and it's funny to us. That's it.
I love how Slang Beast is just like, it's okay. One of my friends is dyslexic.
Yes. What's up, my dyslex? Right? I can say that.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I have a friend who's dyslexic, and I laugh at him constantly too.
God damn it. But yeah, I mean, it should be obvious. I always feel like it should be obvious, but I always am constantly surprised by people who don't realize it should be obvious that I'm not actually saying that being French Canadian dyslexic are two blows dealt out to you by the universe.
Only being
I'm not
French
really
Canadian.
saying that.
just the terrible misfortune of being born in French Canada.
Oh man.
That's why all French and French associated people are depressed.
Somebody,
Are we going to say anything else about the story itself, the description itself, or have we pretty much
I mean,
covered
there's a brief history and it's a whole paragraph, and part of me wants to challenge myself to get through it.
Well,
without.
Yeah, let's do that part.
Yeah, let's skip certain things. I see there's purpose for being a proxy, and then there's some meatier sections. We could just skip to those maybe.
I'm happy that. Oh wait, okay. Weapons: Josephine, sometimes only. A special golem who acts as his helper and bodyguard. It's kind of interesting. Wish we could have seen that. Weaknesses.
Josephine's on the bottom right of the image. She's a little golem girl.
Oh, is she? There she is. Okay.
Golem girls.
Golem girls. Damn it.
Who's your favorite golem girl?
Oh man.
Except it's not spelt like golem, it's spelt like Gollum.
Oh yeah.
And that was why it caught my attention. But whatever. Likes 80s music. So there you go. But also plays the ukulele. Okay.
Well,
See,
I mean,
roams around the city
There's
finding
strength.
ways to earn money from his talents. Holy shit. There we go.
playing the ukulele, very much like an old vaudeville kind of thing, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's good shit in here. All right.
Yeah.
Hit those
That's
dislikes, man. Go ahead. Sorry.
Less of the modern stuff and just more of 1920s vaudeville, please.
Right.
Yeah. No, make this period appropriate, definitely.
Maybe he likes music from the 1880s. You don't know.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing too: is like if we're going to go with this idea of like we're attached to the Slenderverse, why not have them be it back in time?
That's true.
Like let's have them be a character from the 1920s Slenderverse.
Slenderman has been
it's
around
like Captain
forever.
America. It's like Captain America. He's he's like the first Avenger, and then he's frozen and then thawed out, and he's brought amongst all the modern Avengers.
I personally think that Slenderman could have just stayed as a really cool Photoshop contest, but if I had to suggest more, like try to put the Photoshop contest in very old pictures.
Right.
Like challenge yourself to do that, because that could be really cool as well. And seeing some 1920s images of Slenderman, I think would be fun.
Slenderman hitting on a flapper. But yeah,
Slenderman, say?
About those dislikes, Abysme, did you want to take that? Because I think we might want to touch on the dislikes.
Oh boy, okay. Dislikes: kids or having kids. He has had a sad childhood and thinks everyone shouldn't have a childhood.
I like the idea that one of his dislikes is having kids. He's like, damn it keeps fucking happening. I hate this.
I can relate. Movies. He hates movies as he prefers real-life events. Man, can't go to movies, man. That's not even real life.
He hates those talking pictures.
Right?
Not
Hates talkies. hurting his loved ones. Why do we always hurt the ones we hit? Crowded or tight places. Joy fade. Hates his boss. Being called a monster by his loved ones. I can relate.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been called a monster by my loved ones, but I would hate
You
it.
can relate.
Paprika's just like, I'm tired of you being a monster, what with your crab penis and all. Well, okay, so then again, we're kind of getting stuff that's discordant from the rest of the characters. So, like, hates being called a monster by his loved ones, but isn't he supposed to be, like, a seductive guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, shouldn't that be, like, a rarity that anyone would...
Well, and you could write that, like, you're a monster because you seduce people and then kill them, and that's horrific. So, it's poorly defined.
I mean...
yeah.
Somebody who's seductive and, psychopathic and, whatever, probably sociopathic. I mean, he's killing people. I would think somebody like that, you'd say, you're a monster, and they'd go, yes, the sexiest monster you'll ever meet, kiss me, you fool. It just seems like, it seems like it wouldn't really realistically bother somebody, like getting insulted. I don't know. But
also, like, scars, scars don't make you a monster, they just make you sexy. Like, scars are really hot.
Oh, yeah.
Is anyone, like, one of the... write down in the comments if you don't like scars and you don't find scars neutral to sexy.
Did you, by the way, this is a bit off topic, but we've got, like, one big paragraph left to read. Did you hear what the British Film Institute did?
No.
The British Film Institute will no longer be providing funding to any film project that features a villain with a facial scar, because it's derogatory to people with facial scars.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're just gonna, like, airbrush out all those fucking 007 villains?
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, they just, like... they Lion King!
Yes!
And here's our villain. And then they just censor out the name Scar. Here's our villain.
Scar's not even in the picture. It's just like airbrushed out entirely, and people are talking to no one.
What's the name of Simba's father?
Mufasa.
Mufasa. They just replace every instance of Scar with another Mufasa.
Simba, you must be careful of my brother. Empty space. They just pan over to an empty space of air.
No, it's the missing texture purple and black from Valve.
The checkerboard purple and
The
black.
checkerboard purple and black.
That's gonna make the song "Be Prepared" very weird. Bunch of hyenas walking around a checkerboard.
I've got a question for you guys, though.
Okay.
Do you want to know how I got these nothings?
You wanna how I got this?
Do you want to know why I look completely normal? All right, brief history.
Completely normal Joker.
Completely normal Joker. Brief history. Being the twin brother of Ray Lillian, a.k.a. Loup Noir, his sister is another proxy, maybe?
Black Wolf? I think Loop means wolf or something. I could be wrong.
They were both orphaned at an early age because of an insane fan killing both of their parents, who are musicians.
Okay.
Huh. See, now we're getting to some, interesting stuff.
That's real.
That's real. It really happened.
Shit.
They ran off to the forest to escape and met an unknown slender being who knew they have the capabilities to become proxies when they grow up. In those years, Rag took care of his sister, who was traumatized from watching their parents get killed. So this is like... Ragdoll is kind of like Batman villain Batman.
Yeah. Yeah.
His sister barely talks because of this. She's silent daughter. Another fact is that they have not taken much education. But they learned how to live independently outdoors.
Oh.
So much for that Canadian education system.
Yeah, I mean, really.
Mm-hmm.
However, after being trained so for a few years... Wait. After being trained so for a few years by the Slender Being, Rag made a plan to escape from the Being, and it led to a separation from his sister and causing major scars on himself. So he got scarred by the Slender Being,
Okay.
and he also scars himself.
Yeah.
No commentary for anybody? Okay. Later
Mm-hmm.
on, asking for help from other people, as well as pointing about the Slender Being, just all about him, and looking for his lost sister, made them to believed he was crazy, and he was sent to a psychiatric hospital. Not an ecological hospital. Which made him much worse when he grew older. Since then, he developed an obsession over his sister, as well as becoming a psychopath, having to kill blonde women who look like her. I miss my sister so much that I'm going to kill everybody who looks like her.
Oh.
DP, did you drop from the call, or do you just literally have nothing to say?
I have nothing to say. I guess he just keeps like tapping on blonde women's shoulders. It's like, oh, and it's like, oh, it's not you, and just kills them.
Are you my sister? No, cool. Die.
Excuse me, are you Loup Noir? But yeah.
Who? Die.
Later on, after finally meeting his sister, of which she hasn't remembered him, but still was happy to see her, he met a badass woman called Anesthesia, who seeks comfort from her. She seeks comfort from the sister? No.
What kind of comfort are we talking about here? Why is the word comfort have a vaguely sexual undertone to
Southern
it?
comfort.
Okay, is Anesthesia actually a woman, or did he just get hooked on morphine?
Yeah, there you go.
Like, again, that would be that's poetic in a nice way. Of like, I went searching for my sister and killed every woman I saw who wasn't her. I saw comfort in a woman called Anesthesia, and have like fucking film noir music in the background. I could see that. It's a thing.
I found comfort in a woman called Laughing Gas. I found the woman.
I found the woman.
I found comfort in a woman named Southern Comfort.
I found comfort in a woman called OxyContin. In confirming his love for her, he sacrificed himself to finally make a deal with Joy Fade, who has been stalking him and persuading him to be her proxy. Apparently, proxies are in short supply.
Here's my drug OC. Her name is Opioid Epidemic.
God damn it. They were in a life-death situation, and in order to save Anesthesia, he agreed to be Joy's proxy, and thus leading to Joy in saving her in exchange of Rag's position. So he became an OC, or he became a proxy to save his woman that he loved.
What is Rag's position? Between a woman's legs?
I don't know.
I'm going to keep pushing these Rag jokes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say after that?
I have one more thing to say, and that according to the image text, he has a proxy stamp located at the lowest back part, right above his butt.
All right.
An off-center tramp
Literally a tramp stamp.
Oh man. Is he the type of tramp that rides the rails, or?
I mean, given his outfit, I would assume yes. Again, there's like, if you strip away all the Slenderverse proxies nonsense and just had a dude who's like killing for, maybe Joy Fade's a brothel madame, and he's like killing Johns who don't pay up, there's your fucking story. That'd be cool. But yeah.
If you strip away the Slenderman stuff, all you're left with is a really hot power bottom with 10 throwing knives and a gun.
Meet him in the dark alley.
Thing? Yeah. But I would think
a really hot power jungler.
I mean, I could see a story being written around this where a performer is throwing knives and he has the internal dialogue saying, I'm really good and I haven't missed on stage once, but every thrower misses. Every thrower has to miss a certain number of their shots.
Mm-hmm.
And so later on, when he's killing somebody, he throws the knife into their chest, and he says, as I said, you have to miss some in order to, make your shots on stage. Like, in other words, some stupid psychotic thing of, I'm going to get my misses out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
by
Killing
healing
blonde
people.
women.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, hit or miss. I guess
Oh.
they never miss, huh?
Sure.
So, OC, Do Not Steal. Do we
Mhm.
think this character is original? Our ragdoll dude?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Traveling street performer in the Prohibition era. That's my headcanon. Yeah, I like what we got here.
Just twist it to suit your needs.
Right.
Well, but like I think that's what's nice about it is that if I can imprint this on what I'm saying as like, yeah, I like that, and this is why. I think that speaks to the strength of the art concept.
Well, there's this whole steal concept, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if it's like, will I steal this for my own purposes? Yeah, I'd say it meets that criteria.
Right. Because I think, original character and steal, I think original, you don't see too many dapper, old-timey knife thrower guys, as proxy, so I would say that is original character. We did get his character. As much as we may have misgivings about certain things, it does have character, I would say. And
Well, we keep saying this, but like, and I know we're beating a dead horse. We want more of the ragtime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that said, yeah, it's perfect. I would both steal and also think this is original.
Yeah. I would steal it as an Ash Canny kind of thing, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about Ragdoll, or should he be named Ragtime? I don't know.
Oh, Ragtime would have been a great name.
That's the name of his stand.
Oh.